It's information you can immediately implement that's going to help your organization greatly. The gentleman that's going to be sharing with us, he really is extremely profitable. He's one of the top income earners in the profession of network marketing. He's carved out some time here to share with us what we need to do to get to the next level. I truly believe that for many of us on this call, this is our year, and we just need to maybe tweak some things in our toolbox, add some things, build on some skill sets in order to do just that. So today's webinar, learn the skills needed to earn money in network marketing. I know it's gonna help many of us on this call. I know I'm excited to hear the information that this gentleman's about to share. So make sure you're in a quiet place. Make sure you've got a pen and you got some paper. You're definitely going to want to take some notes. Again, if you have a question, go ahead and type it in. They will be answered at the end of this webinar. We're going to get started very, very shortly here. So like I said, the information that this gentleman's going to share is going to be extremely, extremely helpful to you, your team, your organization, your income, and getting you to where you want to be in 2013. So it's about that time. It's 1:30, so let's get started here. Again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kimberly Williams. I'm not your feature presenter. However, I have the privilege and honor of introducing today's speaker. Rramon Fulcher is a diamond consultant and one of the top leaders and income earners in our organization. In the last 4 years, he has earned well over $1 million in the profession of network marketing. As a matter of fact, he is documented as one of the top 500 income earners in the entire industry of network marketing, of which there are approximately 80 million distributors worldwide. He is one of the most sought after international personal development coaches and recently added published author to his many list of accomplishments. But what's most impressive is his passion to help others. So it truly is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Rramon Fulcher.
Well, thank you so much, Kimberly Williams. We're really excited to be sharing this information with you. We have people that aren't necessarily a part of the opportunity that I'm involved in. And I think this is, or I feel as though this is my way of giving back to the industry and the profession that has been so kind and generous to me and my family. It's afforded us a lifestyle that we've dreamed of having. You know, in most households, both parents, for those of you that have children, both parents have to work. That's how I grew up. I grew up watching mom and dad work. And, you know, in between that time or after that time was completed, they would actually spend time with us. Well, this industry and this profession has allowed me to retire my wife at the young age of 30. And she no longer is a nurse, or should I say a practicing nurse, but she is a stay-at-home mom. And that's a job in itself, if you know what I mean. Becoming a network marketing professional is what everyone should be striving to achieve. And what I mean is there's three different types of people that join network marketing. We all join to make money, but there are only three types of people that actually exist in this profession. There are what we call your amateurs, people that actually get involved and they're at the early stages of development. And it will take some skills that need to be practiced on and applied and put into practice in order for them to become a professional. There are what we call posers, people that actually pose to be professionals. But when you actually spend enough time with them, and again, time is the dictator of all success. Time will either expose you or promote you. But when you spend time with these posers, you realize that they're really not who they say they are, because you can, just like a dog can smell fear, you can sense when someone is not really telling you the truth. And a tree is ultimately, you can actually tell how a tree is going to actually come about or how successful that tree is by the fruit that it bears. a principle that, I've always lived by. Well, I can tell you that being in the industry now or in the profession for over 10 years, I've had some success and I've had some what we call temporary defeat. And I had temporary defeat before I had success. But I've learned how to become a professional, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And this is a very unique webinar because we're going to do some live role playing because I want you to hear how it sounds. The most important skill in our profession is the invite, being able to invite a friend, a family member, or someone that you just met to either hear or see your opportunity. It is a skill that you need to work on, that needs to be worked on daily in order for you to get better at it. And here's what I want you to know: you're going to be bad before you're good, and then you're going to be good before you're great. Don't beat yourself up. Don't second guess yourself. Practice, practice, and then implement it. And I guarantee you'll start to get really good at this. You're looking at someone who talking to strangers was not a very comfortable setting. I didn't want to talk to them in groups. I wanted to talk to them one-on-one. I would sweat profusely. I would clamor, stammer, stutter, you name it. But I grew through that. And, it's awesome to see people like myself and so many people start to grow and have success because they're working on themselves daily. And that's what it really takes. So let's dive right into this. Becoming a network marketing professional. You want to actually utilize whatever tool that you have to expose people to your opportunity. And I would recommend that first tool of exposure that you use is no more than 5 to 7 minutes. Just actually whets their appetite, gives them an overview of what it is that you're talking about, what it is that you're a part of, but you actually sift and sort. You see, amateurs and posers try to convince people. Professionals sift and sort. We're looking for people that are looking for us. That's the beautiful part about what we have. And the other thing that I want to make real clear is I need you guys to go through a mental shift. A shift that you realize that you don't need these people. You don't need your family and friends to join your opportunity. They need you. You have a better way in an economy right now where no one has any security. There's no sense of job security. No one has a long-term solution to becoming financially free. You've got a better way. You've got an opportunity that will allow them to actually have time and money in the same sentence, but have short-term success as well as long-term residual income. If you just had an extra $500 coming into your household residually, that's an extra $6,000 a year residual. The beautiful part about residual income is you don't start over at the end of the year and the beginning of the next year. You start where you left off. So if you started at $500 and ended at $500 a month residually, well, the next year you start off at $500 and anything you add to it would actually compound over time. I like that sort of income. So I need you to get that mental shift down packed. And it starts with personal development. It starts with personal growth. And that needs to be done daily. So where you are right now is you have the best of the best of the best opportunity by far. And you want to actually move people through a process. If you're looking at my screen, we in our opportunity, we have coffee and jazz mixers, which are the way that we expose people to the business. I've been a part of several opportunities. Some people call it PBRs, private business receptions. They've called it different sort of parties, any sort of party. What it really is a way of exposing people in a non-threatening environment. We have something called the 4 steps that is a part of our opportunity. But here's what you need. You need a list of resources where you funnel them through several different exposures. It typically takes 2 to 4 exposures for someone to make a buying decision, for someone to make a decision that, hey, I want to be a part of this. There are instances where people will actually join after they see it for the first time. But typically, it takes 2 to 4 exposures. So the best way to expose anyone, or the best tool to use, is something that's short, concise, and to the point, because we know the average attention span of people is very, very short. So anything that's 5 to 7 minutes, that it could be a visual, it could be audio, it doesn't matter, but it's got to be short. Now I'm going to show you how to actually move people through this process. If they're not ready to go after asking the 2 closing questions that we have here below, what did you like best? Which is a close-ended question. You're not leaving the door open to get all sorts of answers. And the second question is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're not ready, 10 being you're actually ready to get started. Where do you see yourself right now? That will tell you if they're ready to go right now, or you need to move them to another exposure, which is maybe you have a website or a DVD presentation or a conference call. We have what we call OG Show, which is a presentation that goes through our opportunity. And then if they're not ready to go with that second exposure, then invite them to a home meeting. And the beautiful part about utilizing this process is the reason why people quit in network marketing is for several reasons. But the one reason I want to emphasize here is when they first do their first exposure party at their home, no one shows up. And that's an ego deflator. And it can deter people from taking any more steps in this direction. But see, when you actually filter through people like this, and they've been exposed, when they show up, they know exactly what they're coming to see. And there's a higher percentage of people getting started because they already know what they're coming to look at. They're coming to look at an opportunity. You don't want to bamboozle people or try to, convince them to come over your house because you're going to have food and things of that nature. No, this is an opportunity for you to make additional income part-time. And for the majority of it, you can do it from home. You see, your goal, you should have short-term goals. Our opportunity, our short-term goals are to help them get 10 customers. We know that when people have a customer base where people are going to actually purchase the product from them over and over again, the likelihood of them quitting actually diminishes. It'll never happen. And if they've gotten, 2 people involved in the business, now they're receiving residual income. So those 2 goals are critical, that you help them actually accomplish those, because now they'll be tied into this opportunity for life. You won't be able to prime out of your opportunity with a 2x4, and you'll help them build residual income, which will help other people build residual income. And now you have a volunteer army of people using the products, that are having testimonials about the products, and they're sharing the products with other people. Now, we have a sizzle call that's a part of our opportunity. This is the sizzle call that we have that works real well. It's a 5 to 7 minute overview. If you're in another opportunity, hopefully you have a sizzle call. All a sizzle call is a brief, very concise, no hype, less hype, the better, non-salesy, non-pitch opportunity sizzle. It's about 5 to 7 minutes long. It cuts through all of the minutia and gives them the bullet points. And it will allow them to assess the information, allow them to assess the opportunity. After they hear the sizzle, we get on the phone with them and ask them 2 questions. What did you like best? And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're not interested and 10 being you're ready to sign up, where do you see yourself right now? After you get that answer, if they're a 7 or higher, you can go into the 3-question close or do a 3-way call with your plugged in upline. Now, the 3-question close is just real simple. And again, none of this is company specific. The only thing that's company specific is the sizzle call that we use. These are tools that I didn't make up. These are tools that other network marketing professionals have used and made a lot of money and helped a lot of people make a lot of money, because it is a way of duplicating a simple step over and over again through a lot of people. And that's residual income. You see, the first question is, how much money do you need to make per month to make it worth your while? This is after they've been exposed to the sizzle and they've told you that they're a 7 or higher. The second question is, are you willing to give up 10 to 15 hours a week to make that type of money? The third question is, if I can show you a plan on how to make that money, are you ready to get started now? You see, what we found out is that the reason why people don't get started in a particular opportunity is A, they don't think that they can do it. They don't think it's possible. Do I have enough time? How much is the investment? Really, can it really work for me? Or B, they don't see enough evidence of success to believe that it's real. A lot of people have stigmatized network marketing as a get rich quick scheme. But when you really look at the alternative, this is a better way, working for someone else. If you're able to, the way that opportunities or employment is working these days, it's very hard for people to stay in one specific job for 15 or 20 years now. And even if they are, because of their retirement setup, not everybody has the perfect retirement where they can ride off into the sunset. So this is an opportunity with 10 to 15 hours a week where they can earn an extra $500 to $1,000 per month, sometimes significantly more, sometimes less, depending on the effort and the time that they put into it. But with a systematic approach like this and specific questions and specific actions, you're going to get specific results. Now it just becomes doing it over and over again, repetitive. Repetition is the mother of all skill. You'll get better at it. Your confidence and your congruency will improve. Your posture will improve. It's a process, right? But I know it works because it's worked for so many people that I've worked with as well as myself. Now, step 4 is if they're over a 1 but below a 7, you can put them on a pre-recorded conference call. We have one. Hopefully you guys have one. This is one that works real well from a young man that's 28 years young. Incredible story. He was living on a twin-size bed with his dad 3 years ago. Now he's a documented $2 million a year minimum residual income earner. It's just amazing. And then you repeat the 2-question close. What did you like best? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at right now? And then I know without a shadow of a doubt, you'll know if this person is ready to go now or if they need some time. And if they need time, just get permission to follow up with them. This is one skill that I've mastered. I'll get permission. I'll ask them, hey, if right now is not the time, let me ask you a question. Do you mind if I follow up with you in, say, the next 60 to 90 days because some things may change? Sometimes I'll say 30 to 60, depending on their response to the conference call. And then if they have questions, send them to a tool. We have, a website that answers all the questions. It's the reason why you want to use tools. Let me make this apparent right now is you don't have a lot of time. Most of us have, a family. Most of us, if not, 97% of the people that join network marketing, you have a job, employment, or you own a business. And when you use tools to actually explain and expose people to the opportunity, it takes ownership off of you and puts ownership on a tool, which someone will say when they're actually going through this process, I can do this. No, I can really do this. And I can teach other people how to do this. This is simple. And this is why you will have a lot of duplication going on in your business. It doesn't matter what works in network marketing. What matters is what duplicates, because what may work today may not work long term. I really have a lot of history on this. Duplication is the name of the game in network marketing. Now, let's talk about the 7 skills to becoming a network marketing professional. There are 7 disciplines that I want you to repeat to yourself that you must have in order to make anything over, anything over $2,000 a month residually. You can actually probably retail your product and make $1,000 a month, but it won't be residual. That again is based off of your own efforts. I'm talking about duplication, where you have a volunteer army of say 100 people that are duplicating what it is that you're doing. Let's say you got 1,000. What about 10,000? What about 100,000? What about 200,000? It's possible. Why? Because you have a very simple system. Now, everyone won't duplicate it. We all know that, but you'll get a few people to get a few people to get a few people. And before you know it, you've got thousands of people duplicating this simple discipline, these simple disciplines. The first one is finding prospects, inviting, presenting, which you're going to use a third party tool, following up, closing, getting people started, and promoting events. Today, I'm only going to focus on number 2, which is inviting. When you're inviting, there are 4 rules that you want to abide by. The first one is emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. They're not saying no to you, they're saying no to the opportunity. Be yourself, but be your best self. Bring your passion and make sure you have posture. I don't have time to go into detail about posture, but stand up and be confident. You know, with you practicing this process, what's going to happen is you're going to actually develop better posture. You know, you can say, one thing one way, and then you can say it another way with posture, and you'll get a different result. There'll be a different outcome. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you before I walk you through each of the eight steps to mastering inviting. I'm going to role play with a person that's on the line right now, and I'm going to pick the young lady that introduced me. I'm going to use, because there's 3 different approaches. There's a direct approach that works real well with people that you know, people that know you, people that you look up to. There's an indirect approach. And people that you have a lot of respect for, there's a super indirect approach. We use the 8 steps. We just change the approach. The approach is interchangeable. That's one of the 8 steps. So I'm going to unmute Kimberly Williams, and we're going to role play. And I'm going to show you how this works. Kimberly, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Fulcher, I'm here.
So we're friends, because I want to set the stage. We're friends. We've been friends for a while, and I'm calling you up on the phone, and I'm going to go right through the 8 steps to mastering inviting. Hello, is Kimberly Williams available?
Hi, yeah, this is she.
Kimberly, this is Ramon. I don't have a lot of time to talk, but there's something real important that I needed to reach you on. Do you have a few moments?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
Kimberly, you're one of the most connected people that I know, and I've always respected that about you. I got a quick question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you keep your business options open outside of what you do right now?
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, if you've got 5 minutes, I want you to listen to an overview of an opportunity that I just got involved with that's helping a lot of people make some very serious income. I'm brand new, and the overview would actually do a much better job of explaining it. Do you got 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure. When?
Right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can get on the call.
Boom. And then what I'll do is I'll 3-way her into the call. I could have just given her the number, and if I gave her the number, I need to confirm that she actually is going to listen to it, when she's going to listen to it, and then set a follow-up date and time to follow up with her to find out what did she like best, and ask her the 2 closed questions. That's how the direct, thank you so much, Kimberly. That's how the direct approach works. Let me get another person on the line, and I'm going to use the super indirect approach. It's actually super indirect. There's a typo there. I'll have to fire my secretary, which is myself, here later. A person that I know is in business. She's out there in another state, and Yvette Turner. Yvette Turner, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So now Yvette Turner, let me set the stage. Let's say Yvette Turner is someone that I look up to, someone that I've got a lot of respect for, been in business They may be even the owner of of the company that I work for, and we have a really good relationship where I can come to them and share this opportunity with them. Or they may be a pastor. They may be someone with a lot of influence. Okay, so I call Yvette up. Hello, is Yvette Turner available?
This is Yvette speaking. How may I help you?
Yvette, this is Rramon Fulcher. You
Oh,
know, do you have a quick moment? I wanted to run something by you.
yes, sure. I have a few minutes.
Yvette, you're one of the most successful people I know, and I've always respected that about you. There's a business that I'm in that clearly isn't for you, but I wanted to ask you, who do you know that is ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding more cash flow to their portfolio?
Are you sure that's not for me? Because that is who I am.
Well, I didn't know, but now that you mention it, if you have 3 to 5 minutes, I'd love to actually let you listen to the opportunity that is helping a lot of people. I'm very, very new, but this overview was done by a gentleman that is making some very strong income. He's done well over 6 figures residually with this concept. Do you have about 3 to 5 minutes?
I sure do.
Awesome. And then I would three-way Yvette into the actual call. And after the call is over, because Yvette is someone that I look up to, or Mrs. Turner, typically in California, we typically don't use Mr. or Mrs., but in some states they do. I would put her on the phone with someone who's documented that I'm working with. I would do a three-way call after she listened to the overview. I would ask her, what did you like best? And I'd get her feedback because I did call to ask for her feedback. And then I would put her, if I would schedule an appointment because people who have a lot of influence, I ask for 5 minutes and they're going to hold me to that. And so I would schedule an appointment where I can get her on the phone with my documented expert. And that works real well, extremely well, because you've done what you actually asked for. You asked for 5 minutes, they gave you 5 minutes. You definitely are going to be rewarded with more because you fulfilled the first part of the question that you asked, and you fulfilled that. Now, moving Yvette to the three-way call is something that you want to probably have started the process on. Like I would have actually contacted my edified expert and let them know that I'm going to be talking to some influential people and there would be a possibility for a three-way. When would they be available? So before I even set the appointment, I know what time and date are available for my expert. Um, and so that is the super indirect approach. And those are two examples. Now, you may get some objections. Some people may not be interested, and that's okay. What I would do is ask for a referral. Well, who do you know that might be open to hearing something like this? Another super indirect approach you can see here on my screen. I work with a company that's expanding in our area, and I'm looking for some sharp people that might be interested in some additional cash flow. Do you know anyone who might fit that description? Those are two super indirect approaches that you can use on people who have a lot of influence, and they will appreciate it. A lot of people with influence get pitched all the time, and when you come across as a professional like you're doing here, you're going to have better results. You've complimented them, and make sure that the compliment is genuine, and then you've actually set the stage and you've given them the information in a bite-sized piece, and then boom, you schedule them to another appointment, which they're probably going to need to be moved through maybe 2 to 3 exposures. You never know. They may get started right on the fly. You never know. I always expect them to because I believe our opportunity and our profession is a better way of getting to the end result, which is financial freedom, endless amounts of income, being able to do some philanthropy work with the income and the resources that we have, and helping a lot of people. Now, let me walk you through those 8 steps. The first step to mastering the invite is being in a hurry. You're setting the stage, for and there's two type of markets that you'll be dealing with. And let me explain these markets. There's the warm market, which are your family, your friends, people that you know, and there's your cold market, the people that you're going to meet. You always want to be adding to your list by 2 people every day. What do I mean? Is I'm always meeting people. Today I haven't as of yet, but I will. I'm always meeting people, whether it be out and about after church. I was at Best Buy yesterday. I met someone that I knew from church, and I asked him if he was open. Social media, Facebook, you reigniting with friends, but you want to add to your list by 2 people every single day. You want to create an active candidate list. What I mean by that is you're adding to that list every day. So warm market, being in a hurry. I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it's really important that I reached you. Cold market. Now isn't the time to get into this. I have to go, and then you want to give them a compliment. Step number 2, warm market compliment. You're one of the most connected people I know. I've always admired that about you. Or you've been wildly successful, and I've always respected the way you've done business. Or cold market. You may be at a restaurant. You may be at the cleaners. You may be at an amusement park. And you meet someone that's sharp that may not necessarily work there, but you just met them. Hey, you're super sharp. Can I ask you what you do for a living? Someone may pull up in a nice automobile. I've done this frequently. Or you're at the establishment and they've given you some amazing service. You've given me the best service that I've ever received. And again, the compliment has to be genuine. So pick something that's genuine about someone and give them a compliment. They may have, a nice blazer. And if you're a female approaching a male and you don't want to get hit on, then what you just compliment them and let them know my significant other or my husband would love something like that. Where did you get it at? That's an awesome tie. My wife, or if it was a female, my husband would love something like that. If it's a male approaching a female, same thing. That scarf is beautiful. My wife, my significant other would love that. Where did you get that at? Those earrings are amazing, right? I'm telling you, this works well in the cold market, and you're going to make a fortune in the cold market. You can be successful in the warm market, but I've built a very large organization in the cold market. Now, the invitation. There's 3 types of approaches. There's the direct approach, the indirect approach, and the super indirect approach. Warm market direct approach. Let me ask you something. Are you open to other ways of making income? These are people that you know. Remember, the direct approach. Let me ask you a question. This may be someone you're working with. Off the record, if there was a business you could start working part-time from home that could replace your full-time income, would that interest you? Cold market direct approach. This is someone that you just met. You really don't know them, but you built some rapport. And rapport is very essential into extracting information because you're going to need to get their name and phone number initially, right? I have something that might interest you, but do you plan on doing what you're doing now for the rest of your career? What are you meet someone and you give them a compliment like they've given you the best service that you've ever received. Hey, what are your future plans? What do you got going on the next 2 to 3 years? And you'll be amazed. You'll get people that have some grand ideas, but they may not have the game plan or the capital to get there, and they're looking for something. Typically, what I found out is people that are exceptionally talented, they're probably at that position just for a pit stop, and they're looking for a way out. And here you come with an opportunity. I'm telling you what I know. Now, let's look at the super indirect approach for the warm market. I work with a company that's expanding in our area, and I'm looking for some sharp people that might be interested in some additional cash flow. Do you know anyone who might fit that description? Or the business I'm clearly in isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, Who do you know that's ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding more cash flow to their lives, to their portfolio? You can choose the verbiage there. But my point is, I wanted to give you a script that works. Now you can make it you by, tweaking a few words here and there, but the template works real well. Now, the next step, step number 4, is a statement, if I would you. You're going to give them something and you want to know, are they going to actually listen to it or watch it? If I gave you access to a 5-minute call, would you listen to it? If I gave you a DVD that laid out all the information professionally, would you watch it? If I gave you a link for an online presentation that explained everything, would you watch it? If you've done the first 3 steps properly, the answer will be a resounding yes. Yes, I'll watch it. Absolutely. Yeah. Because you basically have set the stage. Now, step number 5 is get the time commitment. When do you think you're going to watch it? When do you think you're going to listen to it for sure? Because what I've seen, from doing this a while, is just because they say they're going to listen to it or watch it doesn't necessarily mean they are. So you want to confirm, you want to get a time commitment and then confirm that time commitment. If they tell you that they're going to watch it or listen to it by Tuesday night, your response should be, so if I called you on Wednesday morning, would you have seen it or heard it? You want to get confirmation because this tool, depending on which tool you use, may cost you a little bit of an investment and you want a return on your investment. Now, the key to step 6 is that they've now said 3 times that they'll follow through and they've done it all by themselves. They've set a real appointment with you for the future. This is strong. Let's go to step 7. Now, if you don't have their phone number, get a time and a phone number which best works for you actually following up with them. The best way to get someone's phone number that you don't know, because there are a lot of professionals out there, is, do you have a business card? Now, if they don't, then you just pull out your phone and say, what's the best number to reach you at? You move right into expectation. You're expecting that the time that you invested with this person, the actual compliment you gave them was genuine. They said that they were open, and now they said that they would listen to the presentation, whether it be online, whether it be over the phone, whether it be a DVD. Now, the next step is to actually, follow up with them. Hey, what did you like best? But remember, you were in a hurry, so it's time for you to either get off the phone or leave. You don't want to go into a dissertation. You don't want to go on an explanation. If they start asking you questions, hey, listen, Yvette, all the information will be explained in this overview. Or, hey, Kimberly, all the information will be explained in the conference call or the DVD, whatever tool you use. Remember, tools are going to allow you to build a very large, profitable business because they'll duplicate. Now, let's look at you're following up with them. You're calling them back. And you want to ask them 2 questions. And for those of you that you don't feel comfortable going into the 3-question close, you can move them right from these 2 questions to a 3-way call. If they said they were going to listen to the 5-minute overview, you ask them, did you get a chance to listen to the 5-minute overview? Now, if you 3-way them into the 5-minute overview, they listen. That's why I love that 3-way initially, right away, where I'll just, Yvette said she'll listen to it. Hey, do you got 5 minutes now? Great. Let me go ahead and cue this up. And then I'll call in the number, 3-way her in, and she's listening right there. Then I'll ask her, what did you like best? And whatever they say, I'm sure that you guys will agree that you too, you like the money, you like the opportunity of helping people. So your response should be, me too. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being 0 interest and 10 being you're ready to get started, where are you right now? If a 7 or higher, you can use the 3-question close, or if 1 or above, you can move into a 3-way call. Let's assume that you're going to actually close it out. So they say that they're a 7. You know what? Let's use a live one. Let me call back Kimberly to the line. Let me unmute Kimberly. Kimberly, are you there?
I am here, Mr. Fulcher.
So let's say Kimberly, she listened to the overview and she said she liked the money and she said that she was a 7. Kimberly, how much money do you need to make per month to make this worth your while on a part-time basis?
Gosh, I'd like to make about, I don't know, at least I have a car note I'd like to pay 500 a month.
Okay, okay. Are you willing to give up 10 to 15 hours a week to make that $500 a month?
Absolutely.
If I can show you a plan on how to make that $500 a month right now, and it would only take you 10 to 15 hours a week, are you ready to get started right now?
Yes, for sure.
Now, when you do this way, you'll notice that you'll have less objections and you'll have more people ready to move forward. Now, of course, these are people that I know, but I can tell you from experience, this works real well. Now, you may feel more comfortable with actually putting them on a three-way. Okay. You may not want to go through the 3-question close. You can, but maybe your confidence isn't there yet. So after they watch the presentation, you ask them what did they like best on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being zero interest and 10 being you're ready to get started. Where are you right now? Say I'm a 7. Great. I'm working with some extremely successful people. They're teaching me in a hand select group how to be successful in this venture. If I were able to get Mr. Rramon Fulcher or Mr. Rramon Fulcher on the phone, are you open to letting them answer your questions? They're extremely busy. Let me see if I can get them on the line. Let me see if I can get a hold of them. But you have already set an appointment, so you know that time slot is available. Or if they're a sapphire, ruby, emerald, or diamond, or if they're documented in your particular company, you want to edify that position and the type of income potential that's earned at that position. Or if they are an established professional and they've earned 6 figures and they have the 6-figure ring or the $250,000 or $500,000 or $1 million ring or more, you want to make sure you emphasize that, and then you can put them on the phone and let your expert take them through these 3-step close or the 3-question close, because that's all they're going to do on the 3-way call. But because they're documented and they're confident, and the confidence came first before the documentation, then they may have better results if you're not confident. And so if they're below a 7, anything over a 1, then you want to use another exposure. We have a pre-recorded conference call done by Mr. David M. Onitier. It's 20 minutes long. This young man, as I mentioned, in the last 12 months has made over $3 million. He's 28 years young. He used to live with his dad, and him and his dad used to share a twin bunk bed. That's an extreme, transformation. And so he's documented. I'm documented, but I'm still using his call. And the call is very powerful, no hype. It goes through the information, gives them further details about what it is that we're doing. And then right after that call, guess what I asked them? What did you like best on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are you now? Boom. Then I put them in the system. If they have questions about the comp plan, I send them to another tool, hbtrainingus.com. That website goes through the comp plan, all the videos on the comp plan. It's enough information for them. But I also get a time commitment on when they're going to watch it, and I get a follow-up date and time. That is so important. It's almost like going to the dentist. When you go to the dentist and you sit in their chair, before you leave, they're booking another appointment, because they only make money off of results and how many patients they're seeing. We only make money in network marketing off of results. There can be a lot of activity, but if there aren't any results, that's not going to pan out the way that we want it to. I don't want you to misjudge activity for productivity. It's not. It's the right activity that will allow you to become productive. And we talked about the 3-way call, and we would role play again, but I think you guys have really got it. Now I want to talk about the daily method of operation and then open the floor up to answer questions. You should be every day adding 2 new people to your list. If you're serious about making $3,000 or more residually, you need to, because you need an active, list. That list is growing daily. You need to expose 2 people to your opportunity every single day. I do. You know, this is a form of training people to expose, but I'm still going to get on the phone and make calls. I've got an opportunity, call that I'm doing today at 3 o'clock, right? You need to get you and your team to your next company event. You need to get more people there. We just happen to have an event called Project 50,000 that is going to be the biggest event we've ever done thus far. And we're a 4-year-old company that have grown now. Where I remember 4 years ago, we did an event with, 1,000 people. Now we'll have 17,000 people at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. The events will actually get you the belief and the confidence that you need. You see, when you're confident and you have this passion about what it is that you're a part of, that's why people will be moved by your words. Words are just words. And there's something called nonverbal communication. And, 93% of all communication is nonverbal. 93%. And so you need that passion, that excitement, which is, and congruency is when your words and your actions are all the same. You need that congruency that comes from getting to events and getting people at your events. Don't miss Project 50,000. Don't miss it. And so today at 3 o'clock, I'm doing a conference call that you can get people. You can use these skills that you just learned, and you can get people on that conference call today at 3 o'clock and watch your business grow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an incredible honor to actually be doing this webinar training for you. I know that once you apply these skills, they're going to work. You're going to have results. Now, depending on how fast the results come is how often you use these skills. My situation, I was going through some financial challenges. I needed it to work right away. So I put it into immediate action. Not everybody is, in a financial bind. So you're going to operate in whatever fashion you want. But if you say you're going to invest 15 to 20 hours a week, then just do that. Let your word be your word. Let your commitment be your commitment. And it's going to produce results. The results will compound. But I want you to understand that just because you perform an activity doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get results. It's the type of activity and the activity done over and over again that are going to produce the results that you're looking for. That's with anything. And I'm excited because once you perform the activity and you start to get a result, and we did a training